Meghan Markle has recently called out Deal or No Deal for treating her like an absolute bimbo. However, in response, did one of her co-stars pretty much call her a liar? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the news and pop culture stories of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, in this week's episode of Meghan Markle Said Something Stupid, Meghan Markle said something stupid, but this time a co-host has actually responded, and in her response, did she pretty much slam Meghan Markle as a liar? Also as well, guys, I got something to say about all of this. Hold on to your butts and your ear holes, because a STEF RANT is coming. Before we get into all of that though, a little bit of housekeeping. Firstly, YouTube human reviewer, I see you lurking. I'm not going to say any trigger words or anything that's going to offend your ear holes. And to everyone else awesome enough to have clicked on this video, hi, welcome, how are you doing? If you love this kind of news and pop culture on the daily, served with a little bit of sass and gobbiness, do make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatevers. Also as well, for your consideration, you can always send me a super thanks as well, which is just below this video. Well, with that being said, let's jump into this, shall we? So, in her latest episode of her podcast Archetypes, Meghan Markle had opened up about a stint on Deal or No Deal. So she said that even though she was still really grateful as an auditioning actress to have a job as a briefcase girl, she didn't like feeling forced to be all looks and little substance when she appeared on the show back in 2006. Now, bear this in mind, that year, 2006. Remember that year, because we're going to go back to that year later on in this video, and I'll explain the significance at that point. Right. But here we go. She didn't like feeling forced to be all looks and little substance. So, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, what she's saying there is, deal or no deal, treated her like a bimbo. What else does she say? Let's find out. She says, there were many times when I was on set at Deal or No Deal and thinking back to my time working as an intern at the US Embassy in Argentina, Buenos Aires, and being in the motorcade with the Secretary of Treasury at the time and being valued specifically for my brain. Here, I was being valued for something quite the opposite. Now, she does describe the beautifying process, and she says that the briefcase girls were also given weekly spray tan vouchers, as there was a very cookie cutter idea of precisely what we should look like. Now, let me keep it 100. Back then, yeah, I could agree with her on that. Okay. The media, the beauty industry, it was one note. It was one level of beauty, one idea of beauty, and that is it. You know, now we're lucky enough to have evolved from that. The last 15, 16 years, whereby now there's more representation in the media and different ideas of beauty now within the beauty industry and media itself, in all honesty. So there's more inclusion for everyone, okay? Still a long way to go, but it's definitely better than it was back then. So I can see where she's coming from here, and that's absolutely fair enough, right? Well, then she goes back to stupid. She says it was solely about beauty and not necessarily about brains. Now, she describes an incident backstage, saying that there was a woman who ran the show, and she'd be there backstage, and I can still hear. She couldn't properly pronounce my last name at the time. She would go, Markel, suck it in. Markel, suck it in. Now, again, let me keep this 100. If someone mispronounces my name, is it the end of the world? No, I've been called worse things, to be fair. However, it does grind my gears a little bit. It does get on my nerves a little bit, okay? So for her to be recalling, you know, this incident with this person mispronouncing her last name, I get that. That's absolutely fair play, all right? But again, we go back to stupid, because then she says I ended up quitting the show Like I said, I was thankful for the job, but not for how it made me feel, which was not smart. Now, a co-host from that show, Claudia Jordan, which is here, has actually responded to what Meghan has said. Now, what has she said? And from her response, do you think that she's actually slammed Meghan Markle as a liar? You guys decide on that one. So, she starts on her Instagram story saying, now, Meghan. Continuing, saying, for clarity, yes, getting a modelling gig on a game show isn't necessarily about your intellect, but every show the executive producers picked 5 models with the most outgoing and fun personalities to place mics on who they knew would engage with the contestants. Now, she says, deal or no deal, never treated us like bimbos. Remember, Meghan Markle is turning around on her podcast and saying, deal or no deal, treated us like bimbos, treated me like a bimbo. We've got a co-star here, Claudia Jordan, turning around and like, yeah, no, they never treated us like bimbos. She's in direct opposition. Does this mean that by saying that, she is inferring onto Meghan Markle that Meghan Markle is lying? You guys decide on that one. But she continues, saying, we got so many opportunities because of that show, Fremantle and at NBC. That's the kind of opportunity that is what you make it. If you just show up and don't engage, then you'll check and not get much out of it. But if you show up and seize your moments, then there's no limit to what you can do with the opportunity. Now, remember that bit, okay, as well. So, 2006, and the fact that being on that show, it's a gateway potentially for more opportunities if you do it right, if you play the game right. See where I'm coming from? Okay, so remember those 2 points there. So Jordan went on to share how her being on Deal or No Deal actually helped her career. She says that she actually enjoyed the experience working on Deal or No Deal. She says, it was a step on the ladder I've been ascending on for 25 years that paid all my bills, put me in front of 13 million plus people per night, and led to me getting on Celebrity Apprentice, Celebrity Apprentice All-Stars, Breast Cancer Awareness Campaign, guest hosting Extra, getting into People Magazine's 100 Most Beautiful Issue, and so much more. Okay. So, are you ready? Oh my. You ready for this Stef rant? Because, oh my shizzing hell. Again, I ask, what planet is Meghan Markle from right now? Like, she's just rewriting the reality of the situation, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Because when she auditioned for the Deal or No Deal briefcase girl job, right? She will have known, eyes wide open, going in, that it was nothing to do with her brains. It was everything to do with her beauty, her look, and her charisma, okay? Because I'm sorry, but it don't take many brain cells to stand there looking pretty in a gorgeous dress and open up a damn freaking briefcase, all right? So for her to turn around and be like, do you know what, I quit in the end because I couldn't stand it that, you know, they weren't using my brain power and they were just using me for my looks. It's like, hello? And you're surprised because? No, she knew exactly what she was getting into when she was going into it. And now is trying to, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, rewrite her history, rewrite the reality of the situation to make her all be like woke and all this malarkey. It's absolutely freaking ridiculous. Ridiculous, okay? Oh, but there's more. So if you remember, early on when I started off commenting on this particular story, I turned around to you guys and I said, remember the year 2006? I then also told you in the last few moments, remember what Claudia Jordan said, that in a nutshell, being on Deal or No Deal was a springboard for her to further her career. All right? So let's look at Meghan Markle's IMDb and start off around the 2006 era as to when she was on Deal or No Deal. What happened since then in terms of her career? Well, beforehand, she was on things like Loving, A Lot Like Love, Cuts, Century City, General Hospital, and Married with Children. But when you look at the years, you know, there were 7 years between Married with Children and General Hospital. And then it kind of got a little bit more busier around 2004, more 2005. But I don't know about you. I don't know any of these, really. I know General Hospital, but I don't know any of these. But then 2006 hits, right? As she stars on Deal or No Deal. So what happens then at that point? Well, you've got The War at Home, never heard that. You've got Deceit, which was a TV movie, never heard that. However, here we go. CSI New York. Syndicated pretty much all over the world. Even I know this series, okay? She appears on that. And then 90210, she appears on this. And then she appears on a few more things within 2008, so she gets even more jobs. Then she goes in 2009 on Knight Rider, another well-known show, okay? And then she goes on to Fringe, again, another well-known show. She then stars in Remember Me, which, if I remember rightly, mind the pun on this one, isn't that the film with Robert Pattinson? There you go. And then she stars in a film with Robert Pattinson, which, bear in mind, at that time, Robert Pattinson was hot shiz, because he was starring in the Twilight movies at that point. So he was like the hottest commodity, and she starred in a film with him. And then she goes to CSI Miami. And then Getting to the Greek, she stars in that with Russell Brand, which again, round about that time, Russell Brand was also hot shiz and starring in a lot of movies and breaking into that. She's in Horrible Bosses. And that's got Jennifer Aniston in, right? Castle, another TV series, very, very well known. And then we've got Suits. We all know about Suits. So, before 2006, guys, meh. But 2006 onwards, from around about the time she's on Deal or No Deal, her career goes, whoo! And she stars in all these well-known series, right? And films. And she turns round and is like, you know what? I'm going to absolutely shiz on pretty much where I started. Yeah? It's like, why be so judgmental and feel a certain kind of way about where you started? Why not be proud of where you started? You started on Deal or No Deal. Because I tell you something, around about that time, Deal or No Deal was like one of the biggest hot shiz shows on TV. Oh my goodness, in the UK, we had our own Deal or No Deal version, and we watched it every single night at university. Like, that was the thing to do, okay? And the briefcase girls in America, I'll tell you something. Those that auditioned and didn't get it would have cut off their right arm to have got that job. And Meghan Markle is absolutely shizzing all over it. Like, why? To what end? To what purpose? When quite clearly, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, it springboarded her career. Because it's no coincidence that then from 2006 onwards, from when she was in Deal or No Deal, she stars then in all those shows, all those well-known shows and those films. It's like, you what? it brings to mind, okay, a saying, which again, I've got to YouTube it down for the trigger words, but it goes along the lines of, don't shiz where you eat. Like, this is where you came from, right, Meghan? You pretty much started off deal or no deal. Be proud of it instead of being ashamed of it, in my opinion, conspiracy theory or whatever, by now turning around and being like, oh, well, deal or no deal, I've got to shame those people now because they treated me like a bimbo. They didn't use me for my brains. They treated me like a bimbo. They didn't need your brains. It doesn't take very many brain cells, as I've said, to open up a damn freaking briefcase. What the hell did she expect when she was auditioning in the first place? She was climbing the ladder like everyone else, like Claudia Jordan was. She was doing exactly the same thing. But now she's at the top. She thinks that, do you know what? I'm going to rewrite history, rewrite the reality of the situation, and absolutely shiz all over deal or no deal, which in actual fact, she should be thanking them and being absolutely grateful that they gave her that job. It's a freaking insane. Insane how she could come out with this. But guys, do you know what? Enough with my gobs. It's time for your gobs. I said it plural. I'm going to leave it in the video. Comment your opinion, conspiracy theories down below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Any and all thoughts, always welcome. And if you loved this video and you love pop culture on the daily, served with a little bit of sass and gobbiness, as you've just witnessed right here, do make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatevers. And for your consideration, you can always send me a super thanks, which is just below this video as well. But you guys, until the next time, laters!